Okay, welcome back to my channel. This is your grumpy German professor of food production, former athlete, and today I want to do something new with you guys. Today I want to give you like a much bigger picture about the narratives that we see, especially on social media, and then the actual science behind it. And there are like two really big misconceptions that a lot of people have about nutrition. And the first one is really that there's not one really unhealthy food that's only bad for you. There's really not one food that's only good for you. All foods have several components, nutrition components to it, and what is beneficial and less beneficial for your health. In a general term, it has to be seen in the context of your specific nutritional intake and your specific health context as well. That is what makes nutrition so unique to everyone. I want to give you one example for this. For example, if you eat a lot of dietary fiber and whole foods, then the occasional cookie or the occasional snack or the occasional fast food will not make much of an impact to your health. But if you, on the other hand, eat a lot of fast food and eat a lot of empty calories like sugary snacks or high-fat snacks, then the occasional fruit will also make not much of a positive impact. The other thing that I also want to point out is that there's never a one-fits-all approach that goes especially for diets. For like the keto diet is a very good example. That might work for some people, but it doesn't necessarily have to work for everyone. If you have somebody who's pushing only one thing as like the one-fits-all kind of approach, then that is already, in my opinion at least, a red flag, because that's just not how it works. Those are the two things that I feel like about nutrition that a lot of people misunderstand. If you want to take anything away from this video today, then the one key thing that you should know about nutrition is a balanced approach to your diet is really a key to a healthier nutrition. How that specific approach looks like depends a lot, again, on your nutritional context, your physiological context, your health context. It should include proteins, carbohydrates, fats, a lot of dietary fiber, micronutrients, vitamins, antioxidants. Here on this channel, we give you some ballpark numbers. And again, if you stay in that ballpark range, then you're already getting like a pretty healthy nutrition. We usually say that out of your caloric intake, so if you count the calories that you eat per day, let's say you eat 2,000 calories per day, 20% of that caloric energy should come from fats. All right, and then 40-ish or more should come from carbohydrates, and then around 40-ish or up to 40% should come from protein. So if you stay like in this general range for your macronutrients, and then you focus a lot on whole foods, and you eat fruit and vegetables as a daily intake, like around 5 fruit and vegetables every day, you're already golden. You have like a better nutrition than 95% of Americans. The majority of those foods are usually low calorie and high in nutrition, whole foods and low processed foods. And again, fruit and vegetables play a major role in a healthy nutrition. They provide a lot of fiber for your microbiome. And it is important to understand that there's especially no single fruit and no single vegetable that is only bad for you or that's only good for you. You should eat the fruit and the vegetables that you like. That is important. The consistency of your diet is a lot more important than eating like instead of a banana and apple just because somebody tells you apples are more healthier and bananas are bad for you. That's just not true. Okay, since we're already on this topic, I want to talk about something else that kind of is related to this, which is the narrative that is pushed for years now on social media, which is the carbohydrate. I call it carbohydrate anxiety. Your obesity or your overweight often comes with the overconsumption of empty calorie food. And that is the only thing that's really true, is that if you eat a lot of the foods that have refined sugars or processed high sugar foods, which we do have a lot of foods in America, then that often comes with blood sugar spikes. So if you eat too much of that, then you are at risk of developing insulin resistance or even type 2 diabetes. We call those empty calories. They're often highly processed foods. They have a lot of glucose in it. They often have very high glycemic indices. Especially complex carbohydrates that are derived from whole foods or from low processed foods like whole grains, for example, And dietary fiber providing foods like fruits and vegetables, they can be and should be part of every diet approach. Carbohydrates are important for brain functions, for cell protections, for your immune response, as well as for hormone balances. And of course, they're also the main energy source. And if you have underlying health conditions, like let's say you are type 2 diabetic, then this is when you should follow your doctor's advice. They will make a judgment call. What type of foods are good for you? What type of foods are bad for you? Because they know your physiological background and your health background. So the last thing I want to talk about today, low-fat diets. And a lot of people think if they eat less fats, they're gonna develop less fat in their body, so they will become more healthy. And that is just not true. The amount of fat or visceral fat in your body is mainly driven by your caloric intake. That's the main driver for the amount of your visceral fat in your body. The truth is that our bodies not only need carbohydrates, but also fats, and both saturated and unsaturated fats. If you follow those simple rules, like just a balanced diet, as we said, 20% fats, 40% protein, 40% carbs is great. If you want to have a protein-rich diet, that's a protein-rich diet. A lot of fruits and vegetables, focus on whole foods, reduce your processed foods, and then don't cut out all the fats and don't cut out all the carbs. And that's already a very, very, very healthy approach, healthier than most Americans. And if you want to learn more in detail, then I will talk about this and many other things in my upcoming book in the context of weight management and weight loss. We hope that this book is soon up for pre-order. We are running a little bit behind. I hope you learned something today. And I hope you took away some valuable information about your own health, about nutrition. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like to be covered in the future, just put it into the comments. And please, if you like this content, subscribe to my channel. It will go a long way. And I see you next time. I'm out.